Welcome to the orientation room. These are the topics we are going to learn about. Pay close attention, since the laws enforced in the Haven realm will be structured around these principles. I had the opportunity to interview my first guest. These are what I learned from his story. Human disconnection breeds injustice. Whatever the underlying conditions, disability, gaslighting, or emotional trauma, his life was severely impacted by how his environment had treated him. He tried to live authentically and be himself, yet he is met with influences who form conclusions and apply labels on him after witnessing his psychological dysfunction. He did everything in his capacity to express his heart and work towards intentional direction. It ends at the imposition of his environment's behavior. But let's not dispose of his dreams. I have invited him to work with me to help build the Haven Realm. Without further ado, let's begin the journey to learning about psychology and morality.
Psychology, the study of human behavior, making logic of one's choices and identifying the connections that led up to it. The terminology is simple. Examine this sequence of milestones and predict the behaviors necessary to achieve such goals. If one wants to have a family, one must find a spouse. One must also have a house. In order to afford a house, one must have money. In order to have money, one must get a job or have a thriving business. In order to have opportunity, one must interact with people and learn how to communicate effectively. In order to communicate effectively, one must be receptive to learning. In order to learn, one must be able to trust the environment. One must learn the environment's language. One must have a healthy mind that can retain knowledge and make connections. And before all that can be done, one must be born first. And in order for a person to be born, the parents must be open to having children. Be educated, discern your desired destination, make intentional decisions. In Haven Realm, psychological integration shall be practiced by all and enforced with strict security measures. All guests will be required to communicate their what and their why when interacting with others. This will protect the integrity of truth and guide individuals towards making intentional decisions. As a reminder, this is a digital world of anonymous individuals. To protect each other's privacy and personal journey, names and Earth's geographical references will be omitted from production records until further notice. You can protect yourself by not disclosing personal information at any point. Those who identify as true Christians, it is your responsibility to follow the spirit of faith if you choose to make yourself known in public. After all, a leader leads by example. This is part of psychological alignment. Upon request and approval, your resources can be distributed here in Haven Realm. Alternatively, the compromise of truth will not be tolerated. Here, any form of lies, manipulation, or cheating are crimes against trust. Scandal and heresy are crimes against moral integrity. These are examples of corrupt behavior that directly impact one's psyche and natural order. Such behaviors hurt the victims involved, impacts their perception of reality, and may lead to psychological degenerative habits. Furthermore, the most sensitive individuals may self-sabotage when overcome with emotions. Understanding the nature of psychology, it is of crucial importance to practice self-awareness for the spiritual and temporal well-being of all community. To help cultivate a healthy environment, all individuals who neglect psychological awareness in Haven Realm will be required to rewatch this orientation. Failure to comply with character alignment procedures will be subjected to eviction from this safe haven. In order for a psych structuring to work effectively and globally, everyone must conform to character development guidelines. You can help us keep this environment psychologically safe and clean. Learn, connect, respect, protect, and influence. Make love the guiding factor behind all decisions.